It's a rare enough thing. A man who lives up to his reputation.
Tywin Lannister is a man who doesn't negotiate, he dictates. When he speaks, the world obeys. But there is one exception. One conversation where the Lion of Lannister was stripped of his weapons, backed into a corner, and forced to use a nuclear option he never wanted to reveal. We are about to analyze the most dangerous chess match in Game of Thrones. On one side, Tywin, the master of laws and legacy. On the other, Olenna Tyrell, the master of biology and truth. Most people think Tywin won this scene because he got the signature. But if you look at the psychology of every single line, you realize this is the moment Olenna decided that House Lannister had to die. Let's break down every word of the battle between the immovable object and the unstoppable force. To understand the lethality of this conversation, we need the context. The War of the Five Kings is winding down, but House Lannister is in trouble. Their gold mines have run dry. They have the crown, but they have no cash and no food. House Tyrell has both. Tywin's strategy is simple: hegemony. He wants to lock the Tyrells into a permanent submission by marrying Cersei to the Tyrell heir, Loras. Olenna's strategy is also simple: containment. She wants Margaery on the throne, but she wants to keep the rest of her family far away from the toxic, incestuous mess that is House Lannister. Tywin has the quill. Olenna has the cheese. Let's begin.
Impossible.
Olenna opens with a hard no. In negotiation psychology, this is called anchoring. By starting at the extreme position of impossible, she immediately sets the boundary. She isn't starting a discussion. She is ending one.
Why?
Tywin doesn't get angry. He probes. He is seeking the logic behind the refusal so that he can dismantle it.
My grandson is the pride of High Garden, the most desirable bachelor in all 7 kingdoms.
She establishes market value. She is saying, we have the supply and everyone has the demand. She frames Loras as a premium asset that is too good for this deal.
Your daughter.
She trails off intentionally. This is a social trap. She leaves the sentence unfinished to bait Tywin. She wants him to list Cersei's resume so she can burn it down.
Is rich, the most beautiful woman in all 7 kingdoms, and the mother of the king.
Tywin takes the bait. He lists objective metrics: wealth, beauty, status. Tywin views marriage as a corporate merger. He is listing the assets of the company. He completely ignores the human element.
Old.
One word. She destroys his entire argument. Tywin deals in legacy. Olenna deals in nature. She strips away the titles and points to the one thing Tywin cannot control: time.
Old?
Disbelief. Tywin is surrounded by people who fear him. No one has ever dared to call the Queen Regent old to his face. He is momentarily stunned.
Old.
She confirms it. She refuses to soften the blow. She asserts dominance by standing by her insult.
I'm something of an expert on the subject. Her change will be upon her before long.
She weaponizes the change: menopause. This is a strategic attack. She is introducing a variable that makes Cersei a bad investment. If she can't have children, the alliance dies with her.
I'll spare you the details of what will happen then.
She uses imagery to make him uncomfortable. She knows Tywin hates discussing bodily functions.
You men may have a stomach for bloodshed and slaughter, but this is another matter entirely.
This is gendered warfare. Olenna knows Tywin is a rigid patriarch. He is comfortable with war, but he is terrified of the messy realities of female biology. She forces him to think about it, which puts him psychologically on the defensive.
The years punish us as well, I promise you that.
Tywin deflects. He tries to make it a philosophical point about aging to escape the specific topic of Cersei's fertility.
My stomach remains quite strong, however. The only thing that might turn it are details of your grandson's nocturnal activities.
Tywin realizes he lost the biology round, so he pivots to his favorite weapon, shame. He brings up Loras's homosexuality. To Tywin, who is obsessed with the projection of strength, this is a fatal flaw. He expects Olenna to be embarrassed.
Do you deny them?
He acts like a prosecutor demanding a confession. He thinks he has trapped her.
Oh, not at all. A sword swallower through and through.
This is the moment Olenna wins the psychological battle. She uses the slur sword swallower herself. Psychology 101. You cannot shame someone who refuses to be ashamed. By admitting it instantly and casually, she renders Tywin's weapon useless.
And a boy with his affliction should be grateful for the opportunity to marry the most beautiful woman in the kingdoms and remove the stain from his name.
Tywin calls it an affliction. This reveals Tywin's worldview. People are tools. Loras is a broken tool. Cersei is the fix. He believes he can legislate human desire. He thinks a marriage contract can cure homosexuality.
Did you grow up with boy cousins, Lord Tywin?
Olenna goes on the offensive. She starts probing into his personal history.
Sons of your father's bannermen, squires, stable boys.
She paints a picture. She is dragging Tywin down from his pedestal into the mud of human experience.
Of course.
He admits to the environment, but guards himself against the implication.
And you never...
The implication hangs in the air. Did you never experiment? Did you never feel an urge?
No.
A quick, sharp denial.
Not once. Not in any way.
She pushes harder. She is testing his honesty. She wants to see if the great lion is capable of admitting to being human.
Never.
This never is the most revealing word Tywin speaks. It is the lie of the stoic father. He refuses to admit to any human frailty. He must be granite. Olenna sees right through this. She sees a man who has repressed every instinct he ever had.
I congratulate you upon your restraint. But it's a natural thing, two boys having a go at each other beneath the sheets.
She frames it as natural. She validates Loras and subtly invalidates Tywin's repression.
Perhaps Highgarden has a high tolerance for unnatural behavior.
He tries to regain the moral high ground. He emphasizes unnatural. He walks right into her trap.
I wouldn't say that. True, we don't tie ourselves in knots over a discreet bit of buggery, but...
She lures him in. She uses his language, buggery, to lower his guard.
Brothers and sisters. Where I come from, that stain would be very difficult to wash out.
This is the tu quoque, you also fallacy, the appeal to hypocrisy. Tywin tried to shame Loras for sleeping with men. Olenna nukes him by mentioning the incest. She uses his own word, stain, against him. She is effectively saying, my grandson's stain is a preference. Your children's stain is an abomination.
I will not breathe further life into a malicious lie by discussing it.
Tywin shuts down. This is cognitive dissonance. He knows it is true, but he cannot allow that thought to exist. If he admits it, his legacy is dust. So he chooses willful ignorance. He deletes reality.
Lie or not, you must admit many people find it quite convincing.
She shifts from truth to politics. It doesn't matter if it's true. It matters that people believe it.
Convincing enough to put swords in their hands and send them off to kill Lannisters and Tyrells, thanks to our new affiliation.
She outlines the cost. Associating with House Lannister is dangerous because the Lannister brand is toxic.
I don't care what people believe, and neither do you.
He tries to force a false consensus. He is saying, we are both cynical operators. Stop pretending to care about morality.
As an authority on myself, I must disagree.
She rejects his frame. She asserts her independence. She is establishing that she is not a Lannister, and she does not share his lack of morals.
Now, if the rumors about my children were true, then Joffrey is no king at all, and House Tyrell is throwing its prize flower into the dirt.
Tywin lays out the stakes. If the rumors are true, they both lose. He attempts to align their interests.
And if Cersei is too old to give Laura's children, we're throwing another prize flower into the dirt.
She counters. She equates the incest rumor with the menopause reality. She is winning the logic battle.
It is a chance we simply cannot take.
Olenna delivers her verdict. The risk is too high. She has checkmated him with reason. But Tywin realizes he cannot win with logic. So he stops debating, and he pulls out the gun.
The uncertainty makes you uncomfortable. All right. I'll remove it for you.
The shift in tone. Tywin stops asking and starts commanding.
If you refuse to marry Loras to Cersei, I will name him to the King's Guard.
This threat is a massive deviation from the books. In the show, Loras is the only male heir to Highgarden. If he joins the Kingsguard, he cannot marry or breed. House Tyrell goes extinct. In the books, this is different. In the novels, Olenna has two other grandsons, Willis Tyrell, the heir, and Garland. Loras is the third son. So in the books, Tywin cannot threaten the total extinction of the house. The showrunners added this to give Tywin a nuclear option, the ability to erase a great house with a single signature.
I'm sure you're familiar with the King's Guard's vows. He will never marry. He will never have children.
He spells it out. He is threatening to sterilize her dynasty.
The Tyrell name will fade, and Highgarden will go to the children of Joffrey and Marjorie.
This is the double bind. Choice A, marry Loras to Cersei. Result, Lannisters control Highgarden. Choice B, refuse. Loras joins the Kingsguard. Marjorie's children inherit Highgarden. Result, Lannisters control Highgarden. Tywin has rigged the game. He has removed her ability to say no.
You would have your grandson protected by someone who disgusts you.
She tries one last emotional appeal. She appeals to his disgust, hoping his homophobia outweighs his ambition.
I would have my grandson protected by a skilled warrior who takes his vows seriously.
Tywin is a utilitarian. He doesn't care if he likes Loras, he cares that Loras is a good killer. This is Tywin in a nutshell. Competence over character.
So, shall I draw up the order? Or do you consent to this match?
The ultimatum. He picks up the quill. The weapon is live. He is forcing her to surrender unconditionally.
It's a rare enough thing. A man who lives up to his reputation.
She snaps the quill. She consents. But listen to the line. A man who lives up to his reputation. She isn't complimenting him. She is confirming that he is exactly the ruthless, soulless monster she feared. And monsters need to be put down. What does this scene teach us? It teaches us that coercion creates enemies, not allies. Tywin Lannister won the argument. He got the marriage he wanted. But look at the cost. He humiliated Olenna Tyrell. He threatened her family with extinction. Psychologically, this is the moment Olenna realizes that coexisting with Tywin is impossible. If Tywin had offered a compromise, Joffrey might have lived. But Tywin had to win completely. He won the Battle of the Quill, but he lost the war for survival. Tywin Lannister died thinking he was the master of the game. He never realized he had already lost it right here. If you enjoyed this deep psychological breakdown, like and subscribe. See you in the next one.